Welcome to Architecting Hermes Agents at Iron Wolf Academy. In this course, you are going to learn how to build isolated agent contexts and orchestrate scheduled tasks across 20 different platforms. Across 6 sections and 10 focus slides, we will cover 2 main objectives. First, you will master creating secure, isolated profiles. By separating skills, memory, and sensitive credentials into dedicated homes for your work, personal, or client agents, you eliminate the risk of secret leakage. Second, you will learn how to run tasks reliably, whether as single commands or recurring schedules, by spinning up fresh agent sessions every time. By the end, you will have complete control over your automated operations. Welcome to our first module, where we dive into isolation patterns. The core objective here is simple: preventing secret leakage by keeping your environment strictly separated. When you deploy AI agents, they often handle very different types of responsibilities. Some deal with your personal details, others manage internal company work, and some interact directly with client data. If you let these cross paths in a single shared setup, you open the door to sensitive information spilling over. By building dedicated, isolated homes for each specific context, you establish clear security boundaries that protect your secrets and keep your workflows cleanly segregated. When you design these system patterns, you need to think of each profile as holding its own apartment key, rather than just running a slightly modified prompt. True isolation starts at the file system level. By creating completely separate home directories with unique configurations, you guarantee that your profiles never share state behind the scenes. You can then centralize incoming communication through a single gateway process, which normalizes messages from 20 different platforms into one unified stream. Finally, whenever you schedule automated tasks, make sure those cron jobs run inside fresh sessions. This ensures background tasks never accidentally leak context or cause unexpected switches. When you set up isolation patterns, you don't need complex infrastructure. A single gateway process can handle routing specific platform threads straight into dedicated named profiles. You can use command flags or profile defaults to map incoming Slack messages directly where they belong, or set up scheduled cron jobs that launch completely fresh AI sessions every single time. The biggest advantage here is predictability and safety. If a job fails because a pin model changes, the system is built to fail closed. It will stop immediately rather than silently switching to a different model without your knowledge, keeping your automated runs secure, consistent, and fully controlled. When you package agent skills for distribution, isolation is your best defense against unexpected failures. Start by bundling your skills into dedicated Git repositories, making sure you strictly exclude any credentials or secrets from those builds. For traffic management, rely on a single gateway process that routes incoming requests directly into distinct, isolated execution profiles. Finally, always pin your LLM providers inside your scheduled tasks. If a provider or global configuration updates downstream, an unpinned job should fail explicitly instead of silently switching models behind the scenes. Failing closed on model drift ensures that system changes never silently alter your agent's behavior or compromise future runs. In Module 2, we shift our focus to orchestration modes and how you actually trigger and run your work. You have flexibility in how you execute tasks. You can fire them off as single, one-time commands, or configure them on recurring schedules for ongoing automation. The critical takeaway here is how these tasks run under the hood. Every single execution spins up with a completely fresh agent session. By starting clean every time, you avoid any risk of leftover state or cross-task contamination between runs. This gives you predictable, isolated execution whether you are kicking off a quick manual command or running an automated scheduled task. When you set up automated cron jobs, you need them to run consistently every single time. That is why these scheduled tasks kick off in completely fresh sessions, fully detached from prior chat history. By isolating them from past context, you eliminate unexpected side effects and guarantee reliable execution. At the same time, you want to keep your budget safe by locking in a frozen model snapshot. If default configurations ever shift behind the scenes, a frozen snapshot forces the system to fail closed rather than running unverified updates. That way, your automated orchestrations stay predictable, dependable, and strictly within your financial guardrails. When you're orchestrating these workflows, you need complete predictability over your costs and execution. That's where snapshotting provider and model states comes in. Just like freezing a price tag before you make a purchase, snapshotting locks in your exact configurations at creation time, protecting you from unexpected shifts in pricing or behavior down the line. To put this into practice, make sure you pin your provider settings when setting up cron jobs so your costs stay locked. You'll also want to configure your scheduler to fail closed rather than silently drifting into different settings. Finally, whenever you're running deterministic tasks, use no agent mode to guarantee your scripts run precisely as intended. When your workflows demand absolute consistency, you can bypass language model calls entirely by executing scripts directly inside your Hermes profiles. The key advantage here is simple. Running without an agent session gives you zero latency and complete predictability. You can implement this in a couple of distinct ways depending on your automation needs. You can configure scheduled cron jobs in no agent mode to deliver raw state out directly from your custom scripts. Alternatively, you can use one-shot invocations for deterministic tasks that need to run exactly once or on a specific trigger. It gives you raw, overhead-free execution whenever an AI model isn't required. What you see here represents the entire core of Iron Wolf Academy. We keep things straightforward because this is the exact capability you are going to master. First, you will gain the practical skills needed to set up completely isolated contexts for your agents, ensuring every process runs cleanly in its own space. From there, you will step up to full-scale orchestration, learning how to manage and schedule automated tasks that execute seamlessly across 20 different platforms. Everything we teach boils down to giving you complete control over these multi-platform agent workflows. If you are ready to master this model and start building, head over to ironwolf.egricep.com to get started.